Losing a beloved animal can hurt in a way that surprises you. It is not just a pet. It is a daily presence, a rhythm in your home, a living bond. And when that bond is suddenly gone, the mind often reaches for the most painful explanation it can find. It's my fault. That is one of the cruelest twists of grief. Instead of letting love be the loudest voice, guilt becomes the narrator. You replay the last day. You recheck decisions. You imagine alternative timelines. You punish yourself with, I should have, and if only I had, until the sadness turns into self-attack. This article is here to do something simple and important. Help you move from guilt to compassion. Not by denying your feelings, and not by forcing positivity, but by gently changing the way your mind holds the memory. When the memory changes, the emotion changes. And when the emotion changes, your body can finally breathe again. Why pet loss often turns into self-blame. Grief is already heavy, but guilt adds a second weight on top of it. Many people experience it because the brain tries to regain control. If the mind can label the loss as my mistake, then it can pretend it has found a rule to prevent future pain. It is the nervous system's attempt to create safety by creating a story. And because you loved your pet deeply, you feel responsible deeply. Love and responsibility get tangled. You remember every small moment that wasn't perfect, and you forget the thousands of moments that were loving, caring, and good. Here's a truth that changes the direction of healing. You can miss them and still forgive yourself. You can grieve and still be kind to yourself. You can feel pain and still stop hurting yourself on purpose. A guided process, turning the inner critic into a softer voice. In a guided session, this type of work is often taught in Robert G. Smith's approach. A client began by rating the heaviness of their sadness. It was strong, around a 7 out of 10. Not unusual. When we love deeply, we feel deeply. As the conversation continued, another layer appeared. Shame and self-blame. The client kept repeating phrases like, I might have caused it. I should have done more. Oh, if I had been smarter, this wouldn't have happened. These statements sound like responsibility, but they are actually punishment. And punishment does not bring your pet back. It only breaks the heart of the person who is still here. What grief really needs: permission, not pressure. Many people try to be strong too quickly. They push the tears away. They distract themselves. They minimize their feelings so they don't bother others. But grief is not a problem to fix. It is an experience to move through. Healing begins when you allow the emotion to exist without turning it into a weapon against yourself. Instead of, I shouldn't feel this, try, of course I feel this, I love them. That one shift is the beginning of compassion. Reframing the memory, keeping love, releasing punishment. One of the most powerful steps in the session was not forgetting. It was choosing what to carry forward. The client realized they were holding a handful of bad frames, like a broken film reel. The last day, the fear, the moment of loss, the imagined mistake. The mind zoomed in on pain and called it truth. But what about the life that came before that day? The warmth, the routines, the small, funny habits, the way the animal looked at them, the comfort, the loyalty, the love. When the client began to intentionally recall those moments, something shifted. Not because sadness disappeared, sadness is normal, but because the nervous system stopped interpreting the memory as a threat. The goal is not to delete the bond. The goal is to remove the suffering that sits on top of the bond. A practical exercise, the good list, and why it works. Here is a simple practice you can start today. Find a nook. It is quiet, gentle, and surprisingly powerful. Step 1. Take a notebook. Title the page, what my pet gave me. Step 2. Write 20 small memories. Not big dramatic moments, small everyday ones. The ordinary magic. Step 3. After each memory, pause for 5-10 seconds and let your body feel it. Not think it. Feel it. You are teaching your brain a new association. When I remember, I can feel love, not just pain. This does not erase grief. It softens the sharp edge of it. When guilt returns, ask one important question. Guilt often returns in waves. That is normal. When it comes, do not fight it. Instead, ask, if my best friend felt this guilt, what would I say to them? You would probably say, you love them. Why, you did the best you could with what you knew then. Pain doesn't mean you're guilty. Pain means you cared. Now say the same to yourself. Not as a slogan. As a permission slip. Love does not demand punishment. Some people think guilt is a form of loyalty, as if suffering proves love. But love does not ask you to destroy yourself. Your pet would not want your life to shrink. Your pet would not want you to hate yourself. The bond you shared deserves something better than endless self-blame. Keep the love. Release the cruelty. Closing, a softer way forward. If you are walking through pet loss right now, please remember this. You are not behind. You are not too sensitive. You are not weak. You are human. Grief can be heavy, but it can also become a doorway into a kinder relationship with yourself. And that is not a betrayal of your pet. It is an honoring of the love you shared. If you want practical tools to work with emotions, memories, and the inner critic, step by step, take a look at my store. You will find ebooks focused on faster, EFT, the mind, and deep lasting change. They can help you understand what is happening inside you and make this road gentler and clearer.